Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fridays with Father. Father Gary here on the Friday before we enter into the third Sunday of Advent. You know, this Sunday is called Gaudete Sunday. This is the Sunday in which we really anticipate this shift now to looking forward to celebrating Christmas. And so there's a joy and a hope which comes with this Sunday's celebration of our third Sunday of Advent. That word gaudete means rejoice, and so that's what we do as we look forward. That might feel like a great contrast to what I've been talking about the last couple of weeks on Fridays with Father, about how we need to name our current reality and the laments that we have, both in our personal lives and in the life of the world. But it really isn't a contradiction. We Christians do both. We name the current reality of how far we are to achieving that vision that God has for us of a peaceable kingdom, a healed people of God who are filled with the joy of the presence of God's reign in our lives and in the life of our world. We need to name those things, as I said last week, and it invited us to really take some time naming the laments in our own lives and in the life of our world. We need to do that so that we can be really aware of what we're going towards, that those laments reflect the current reality, but God doesn't stop with the current reality. He empowers us with a vision about what the future looks like, that future that is now filled with hope, filled with joy. That's why we rejoice. Why is it filled with hope and why is it filled with joy? Because of the coming of Jesus, this Jesus who comes among us, this Word made flesh that we are looking forward to celebrating. And so that gives us great, great cause to rejoice on this Sunday. And at the same time, we're aware of all those broken places in our world, in our own lives. And so what do we do in this in-between time? Well, I think these coming days provide us with really good material to reflect on what do people of faith do after and in the midst of lamenting the brokenness that we are experiencing in our lives and in the life of our world. The first is we take up a special collection today, on Sunday, for Catholic Community Services of Western Washington, one of the most effective social service agencies really in the country, with all of the services that we provide for people. That collection is a real sign of what God does in the midst of our laments. And God doesn't sit back and tap his foot, fold his arms, waiting for things to get better. No, he empowers you. He empowers me to be instruments of bringing about that reign of peace and justice and healing and wholeness. And so Catholic Community Services is an instrument of that healing. I said they're, one of the most respected social service agencies in the country. They are also the largest private provider of social services in the whole state of Washington. We should be very, very encouraged by the work that Catholic Community Services does on our behalf in reaching out to people who are homeless. Particular efforts in these last few years of CCS around veterans who are homeless and their families, reaching out to refugees, to immigrants, reaching out to those who struggle with mental illness. So many programs, so many shelters. The closest here in Vancouver, Bertha's Place and Bertha's Too, both shelters that bring people who are on the streets and give them a home, and then help them to transition to a more permanent home. So That's the great work of Catholic Community Services. And that's our response as a church to all those laments that we have around the brokenness in our own lives and in the life of our local community and in the life of our world. The other wonderful event that we have coming up, and we're gonna begin that with a vigil, a word service, and a great celebration on Sunday night at 7 o'clock for Our Lady of Guadalupe. That Sunday evening service is going to be filled with great joy. And then the following day, on the feast day of Our Lady of Guadalupe, on Monday the 12th, we'll celebrate a bilingual Mass at 7 p.m. Both of those celebrations bring together this incredible experience of the people of Mexico and really all of Latin America, and then beyond that, all of the Americas, because Our Lady of Guadalupe declared the mother of the Americas. She is our mother. She comes to the people in what is current day Mexico. She comes to them in the 16th century with a message of great hope when their hope was really gone. She comes with this message that is embodied in her image. If you look upon the image of Our Lady of Guadalupe, she is a local indigenous woman. That's the form which the Blessed Virgin takes to affirm the people, the indigenous people of Mexico, in their goodness, in their human dignity, when they were questioning that, because their lives were lost when Spaniards invaded, when Spaniards were overrunning them. They found in Our Lady of Guadalupe a way to bring together this Catholic faith that had been introduced to them in their own indigenous culture, and to really embody that in themselves. And so in St. Juan Diego and in Our Lady of Guadalupe, the people of Latin America, and again, the people of all the Americas, find in Our Lady of Guadalupe a real affirmation of human dignity. Not a dignity that is just white European, but a dignity that is rooted in all cultures, in all experiences, in all expressions of how God embodies that human dignity in people of every race and culture. That's what we celebrate with Our Lady of Guadalupe. And it is such a privilege, it is such a joy to be able to have these two celebrations here at St. Joseph. So I invite you to join us on Sunday night at 7 p.m. for a vigil, a word service with lots of music and really wonderful acting out, if that's the right way to put it, embodying this story of Our Lady of Guadalupe. And then on Monday, gathering for Mass at 7 p.m., a bilingual Mass. So I'm very excited about that, very excited to welcome you to those two great experiences. So I've asked your generosity in the collection for Catholic Community Services on Sunday, and then ask for your presence, both at our Sunday Masses and then Sunday night for our vigil, and then on Monday for our Mass for Our Lady of Guadalupe. Lots going on and wonderful things, wonderful ways to respond to the brokenness of our world with the great joy that comes to us in Jesus. Well, that's it for this version of Fridays with Father. I hope you have a great weekend. I very much look forward to seeing you on Sunday. God bless.